Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video I'm going to be doing some pulls for Eald'narche's EX weapon, and he is definitely the guy that I am going to be chasing after today. It would be Garnet, but to be honest I did pull Garnet's EX weapon way back when, in the EX era, before Cosmos even released, and she's been pretty much maxed out ever since. I'm fully prepared for her. I've got her artifacts. She's all ready to go. So although I am quite excited for Garnet, I wouldn't actually need to do anything with her. And the smart thing to do would actually be to skip this entirely. But ever since I saw some footage of how Eald'narche plays and how technical his kit can be at times, and just how fun to play he is, I decided that I am absolutely going to be going all in for this banner until I get his stuff. In fact, it is the second to last banner before LD weapons are released that I plan on chasing. Of course, the next one being the Ultimate Alexander banner next week, even with Sazh and Raijin. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be going in for Eald'narche because Relm was one of my favourite characters to play in the late Cosmos era because of the way that her free turns work, and of course the interaction between her summons and how she actually uses her sketch summon. So you could basically use Pandemonium and you bring Lael on the team and she just turns into a launcher with auras and battery and free turns out the wazoo. Now Eald'narche's kit is extremely interesting to me. The way they've designed it. I never actually played Final Fantasy XI. I haven't played either of the MMO titles, so I don't have an attachment to him as a character on that level. But the way that they've gone about designing him in Opera Omnia, I actually think it's genius. It's basically like controlling a raid boss. He does function that way. He actually has two phases. His initial phase is where his exoplates are active, and he's a little bit more defensive in that form. He's got brave damage reduction, HP damage reduction, debuff immunity, and he can basically just spam his S2. It's his trash wave clearing form. You just spam S2. It's got some nice splash damage. And then when you're ready to get serious, as it were, you pop his skill 1, which is it doesn't consume a skill use. It's also an instant free turn, and he basically just attacks everything and transforms, and then goes into his second form. And what makes his second form so unique is that it has two mechanics that are pretty much unrivaled. The first mechanic is the Terror debuff that is baked into his EX, and also it's procced on his skill 1 when you go EX plus 2 out of 3, right? And it's called Terror. And basically how that works is that if an enemy targets him, they ain't going to be able to do jack diddly shit while they're actually debuffed with Terror. They're going to skip their turn. It's basically like Paralysis or like HP attack silence, except it works for all attacks. And that's the thing, it works for all attacks because, as we know from Zack, if an enemy is using an all attack on the party, that counts as everyone being targeted at once. So anyone targeting him individually, or everyone targeting everyone. And the other thing is the Warp debuff, which effectively functions just like Relm's Sketch, in that he gets a free turn after the enemy takes a turn. But the specific kinds of free turns that Eald'narche and Relm get is the kind of free turn that does not decrease the friend counter, and that also does not decrease the summon turns. So if you want, you can have a 7-turn summon if you're going to summon directly on that free turn. You could bring in a friend unit and have 6 friend turns, or if you want to get ridiculous, you bring in a friend Eald'narche and he's going to be sticking around for like freaking forever because the free turns that the friend gets don't count against the friend usage counter either, so you can stick around for like 14 plus turns depending on how many enemies there are, and just basically spam all of his skills and get them all used up, and then bring your own back in, and if the enemies are still alive at that point, then honestly I don't know what's going on. But essentially he just looks like an absolute blast to play, and if you use him correctly, it's basically the difference between the enemies not being able to do anything, or basically you burn out of skills really quickly, because he doesn't have any free skill mechanics. You have to be a bit careful with him. But he just looks like a lot of fun to me, so this is what I saved my resources for, the same way as I went for Jack. I'm going for Eald'narche, and you can't tell me not to do it. So Square Enix have been generous enough to give us a free multi on this pull, and if the free draw fails, we've got 206 tickets lined up ready to go. And if they fail, then I guess I'm going to be dipping into my gems. But we're so close to the burst era now, and Sazh+Raijin come on the summon board, so I'm hoping that tickets can prevent me from spending any gems before we get to LDs. But you never know what's going to happen, so there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. Well, I'm getting something new here because I see them connecting in the corner. It might just be a 15 CP though, because this is a new character for me. But let's find out. The loading's not been too reliable lately. Come on. 7. I think that is 7. Okay. Change. Come on. Okay. Lulu. And there is his... I'm going to say that's his 35, but I don't know. Yeah, it's his 35. Okay, that's not bad. That is not bad. That means my tokens are safe yet again. I don't have to worry about that. Also, I'm using some new recording software, so you can probably see my cursor this time around. But that is what it is. So it's time to dig down into the tickets. And we got another 35. Okay. Well, this is off to a flying start. Who knows, maybe we can get the EX and we can randomly get a twins weapon as well. Okay then. Whatever, I ain't gonna argue. But yeah, Eald'narche is one of those characters it's kind of like Noctis was back in when Noctis originally released, right? I think Noctis was the second EX weapon. Like the first one was Cloud's way back when, and then after that, I'm fairly sure it was Noctis after that. And I thought that Noctis looked really interesting because of the way that he plays, even though I had no attachment to him from FF15. And I definitely went balls deep for his EX and carried on pulling until I got it. And that was before the pity system even. I had to invest quite a lot for Noctis. But I kind of feel the same way about Eald'narche. He just looks really interesting and that he has a lot of potential. Well, 200 tickets. It's a bit of a gamble. It's anyone's guess, really, what we're going to get here. I mean, obviously it's a gamble. It's gacha. That's how it goes. But we'll see just how many of these I have to spam through. Technically speaking, I could actually run a full FF19 now if I wanted. I've got Zidane's EX. It's just not fully realised yet. And I do have Freya and Garnet already. So I could get those up and running, which might be pretty fun actually. I was actually, I think, farming for artifacts. I forget for who. Who was the recent one? Kai's. That's right. Oh, whoops! I did a skip. I did a skip pull on a silver. It turned out to be a troll silver anyway. I was farming for Kai's artifacts, and in the process, I've almost got Zidane perfect. I think I've got double. Oh my god! Holy shit! Okay, we're finished. We're done. How many tickets was that? Like, less than 30. Holy shit. Alright. So, as I was saying, I've nearly got Zidane at perfect arts. So it definitely wouldn't be a waste to purple him just for fun. I could give his sphere to Kais as well, but holy fuck. Alright. That's it. We are finished already. So, yeah, not too much to say here. Obviously, I've got Garnet already. That's extremely lucky. I'm just gonna count my blessings while I have them. I'm gonna dip the hell out of this banner, and I am gonna get this this beautiful man built up. So, on that note, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all had some fantastic luck. Everyone who was pulling, and everyone who wasn't, I wish you luck on the future banners you're saving for. So, thanks everyone for watching, and until the next time, take care and goodbye.